Thank you for watching. Comment any ideas you would like to see in future videos. I'll do my best. Be sure to vote for your favorite merch design. I hope the music was to your liking. Please support the channel so I can afford to branch into other art content and maybe gaming. 10 Things Shadow Generations Does Better Than Sonic Generations. Written by Adam Lovegrove. Rewritten by Giant Viking. Shadow Generations excels in graphics due to the Hedgehog Engine 2, showcasing stunning environments and lighting. Shadow has a more in-depth story, exploring past characters and dilemmas for a richer narrative experience. Shadow offers better animation, a new moveset, improved controls, more creative levels, a focused campaign, enhanced hub world, and superior challenge acts and finale. When it came out in 2011, Sonic Generations was met with critical acclaim from fans and critics alike, with a near-perfect run of levels and boss fights. Not many Sonic games since have managed to live up to the level of praise it initially received. However, with the recent release of Sonic X Shadow Generations, gamers have been pitting the two sides of the campaign against each other, attempting to decide which comes out on top. Each game is made up of solid stages, exciting battles against foes from the Hedgehog's pasts, charming stories, and incredible soundtracks. While they are close when it comes to overall quality, both have their advantages over each other when comparing individual aspects. Here's what Shadow Generations does better than Sonic Generations. 10. Shadow has better graphics. The Hedgehog Engine 2 gives Shadow a clean new code. This one might be a bit obvious. Sonic Generations is 13 years old now, released 2 console generations and a whole Hedgehog engine ago. But it would feel unfair not to talk about the stunning graphical fidelity of Shadow Generations. The Sonic team has figured out how to push the Hedgehog Engine 2 to its full potential. Shadow Generations environments are nothing short of stunning, taking players through hyper-advanced space stations, sunlit city ruins, and a sky-high volcanic island, all of which look phenomenal. The lighting is fantastic too, and is at its very best in stages like Sunset Heights. 9. Shadow has a more in-depth story. Explores more of the Hedgehog's past. Out of every 3D mainline Sonic, Generations probably has the simplest story of the bunch. Aside from the 2 Sonics and Tails, few other characters make a significant appearance. Their interactions only serve to progress the story forward, with little character development. It's easy sailing all the way up until the short-lived climax of the final boss. Shadow Generations has much more going on narratively. With Maria and Gerald Robotnik being brought back by the Time Eater's antics, Shadow encounters a unique dilemma in wanting to save them from their deaths in the past. Combine this with the Hedgehog facing off against his creator Black Doom, and the game has far more depth to its story than its counterpart. 8. Shadow's animation is better. Some of the series' most expressive animation. The upgrade in story quality comes paired with more detailed cutscene animation. Shadow's face is active, making it far easier to read his emotions through his expressions and body language. This goes for Maria and Gerald Robotnik too, as their new cartoony designs fit the world of Sonic far better. This upgrade in animation isn't limited to cutscenes, as the stages themselves have become far more cinematic. The Sonic team clearly took notes from the Titan fights of Sonic Frontiers, and wanted to give Shadow that same energy in his stages. The Hedgehog pulls off some incredible stunts like grinding down the arm of a Death Egg robot, or destroying a giant missile with a series of punches and kicks. 7. Shadow has a brand new moveset. An all-new arsenal of abilities. Both modern and classic Sonic in 2011's generations have only a few new elements in their kits. Classic has as much as he did in Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and modern shares all the same abilities as he did in Unleashed. It would have been easy for the Sonic team to give Shadow the same exact style of play, but they made him unique with an upgraded moveset. These upgrades come most notably through his Doom powers, which give him the ability to do things like surf on water, soar through the sky, and throw a series of spears. Shadow also has his iconic Chaos Control, allowing him to briefly stop time and pull off some impressive tricks in the process. 6. Shadow feels better to control. An evolution of the Frontiers formula. While modern Sonic in Generations is a great deal of fun to play and works well for the design of the levels, his gameplay feels far from perfect. Sonic feels very heavy to control, which can make him hard to steer when moving at high speeds. This problem can make platforming sections difficult, too, as it can be hard to slow down after overshooting a jump. Shadow's gameplay is built off Sonic's controls in Frontiers, with some tweaks to make his gameplay feel tighter. Shadow has no need for the drift seen in Sonic Generations, since he can turn corners manually now. And his double jump solves the platforming problem that Sonic has, allowing players to adjust themselves in midair more easily. 5. Shadow's levels are more creative. Brings new ideas to the table. As a celebration of the series' past, Generations reimagined stages from across the Sonic franchise, using them in interesting ways. The problem with this, however, is that many of the levels in Sonic Generations fail to come up with any unique mechanics. Most are ripped straight from the original stages, and if not borrowed from another, like the gondolas from Hilltop Zone that pop up in Rooftop Run. Almost all the stages in Shadow Generations introduce a new stage mechanic of some sort: the floating carts in Chaos Island, the water geysers in Sunset Heights, the giant tornadoes in Radical Highway. Shadow Generations also remixes old mechanics more effectively, like limiting the gravity cylinders from the Space Colony arc to 2D sections. 4. Shadow's campaign feels more focused. There is only one Shadow the Hedgehog. Sonic Generations has to juggle two hedgehogs, attempting to give both their fair share of the spotlight in its short campaign. It can sometimes feel that neither are used to their full potential. And since the player has to constantly switch between these gameplay styles, some players feel that the game lacks focus. But since Shadow Generations features only one playable character, the development team gets the opportunity to squeeze every last bit of potential out of his gameplay. Shadow plays the same whether in 2D, 3D, exploring the hub world, or battling against a boss. It allows the player to get familiar with the style of gameplay, allowing the game to smoothly ramp up its difficulty and test the player's talents more and more. 3. Shadow has a better hub world. Sonic Frontiers open zones return. The white space scene in Sonic Generations serves only as a means to get the player from one stage to another. It's entirely 2D, it's linear and simple, and it doesn't give the player much to do. In comparison, Shadow Generations white space is a crucial part of the gameplay, and so much of the action is packed into this hub. The area is filled with rails to grind on, structures to climb, and hidden areas to explore. Unlockable chests are scattered across the hub world, which players can unlock with keys that they can find in the game's stages. It also helps introduce the player to new mechanics in a safe environment, where they are free to run around and test out Shadow's kit. 2. Shadow has better challenge acts. Keeps all the missions short and sweet. Sonic Generations includes 90 unique challenge acts scattered about the hub world, all of which vary in terms of quality. Many of them are great, but it almost feels like a roll of the dice whether it'll be any fun. Shadow Generations has a far smaller roster of challenge acts, but cuts out most of the fat from the Sonic side of Generations. Rather than each act having 5 challenges, Shadow Generations cuts it down to 2, and focuses on making all of them equally fast and fun. That means no more searching for coins with Knuckles or playing music note tennis with Vector. 1. Shadow has a better finale. A fitting climax to a celebration of Shadow's history. The Time Eater is the most criticized part of Sonic Generations campaign, and is regarded by many as one of the worst final bosses the Sonic series has to offer. Its gameplay is confusing, its attacks feel cheap, and the music that plays in the background is mind-numbingly dull. In contrast, Shadow Generations features a final battle against Black Doom that is climactic, exciting, and puts the player's skills to the test. It's split into 3 unique sections that each focus on a different Doom power, testing the player on what they've learned over the course of the game. And the orchestral remix of All Hail Shadow that accompanies the final phase is leagues ahead of what they chose for the Time Eater. Sonic X Shadow Generations. Platforms: Nintendo Switch, PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S. Released October 25, 2024. Developer: Sonic Team. Comment any ideas you would like to see in future videos. I'll do my best. Like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Thank you for watching. Comment any ideas you would like to see in future videos. I'll do my best. Be sure to vote for your favorite merch design. I hope the music was to your liking. Please support the channel so I can afford to branch into other art content and maybe gaming.
Hello. Thank you for watching the video. Be sure to like and subscribe. If you have any suggestions for future content, comment and let me know. I know many are not comfortable with AI art. But, I am saving to gather supplies to delve into other art styles. It will take time. But, I am hoping to get into resin, woodworking, and metalworking. All I ask, please enjoy my videos.